Only Italy could inspire Gino Ginelli to create such stylish ice cream. Roasted hazelnuts in swirls of chocolate and vanilla ice cream, rippled with hazelnut chocolate sauce. Inspired ice creams from Gino Ginelli.
Gino Ginelli.
Can you make regular savings on your washing powder?
Now I can, with the new refill tin from Ariel. It keeps the powder dry and lasts ages. So you can keep on using refills, which will save you money. Time and time again.
The new Ariel refill tins, think of them as money boxes for your powder.
Did you know that rice is low in fat?
I knew that.
And did you know that rice is part of a wholesome diet?
I knew that.
This is Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Most people don't know that each Rice Krispie is made with a real grain of rice.
Well, I
didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know that most people didn't know that.
For everyone who didn't know that Kellogg's Rice Krispies is made with real rice, we have one question. What on earth do you think it was made with?
I don't know.
They didn't taste like indigestion tablets.
A fruity, refreshing taste.
Tingly on the tongue. They work marvellous.
It's tangy, it's fast, it's Rennie Rupees.
How old do you think I am?
Oh, now you're asking. Two and a half.
I'm 12 years old today.
12 years old.
I am. I tell you, it comes from taking care of yourself, mate.
Oh.
Got to get your vitamins every day.
You don't do that, do you?
I do. Every tin of kitty cat is like a daily vitamin capsule.
Right. What is a vitamin exactly, then?
Well, it's like a chicken.
A chicken, yes. Right.
Only more lively.
Yes.
And a lot smaller.
Obviously, yes. New kitty cat. Us cats thrive on it.
Best thing since the cat flap, mate.
Made with succulent grade A chicken breast and a light crispy coating. New Bird's Eye Crispy Chicken.
How about the old reliable? Rich man dies, somebody inherits. That makes it one of the kids.
Or anyone else who might be mentioned in the will. Mickey and Terry weren't the only ones at the house last night.
And the servants were off, so you're talking the bodyguard and the comedy relief. And you're right, they could be in the will, too.
I wonder if the motive is as simple as robbery.
It crossed my mind. Excuse me. Especially when Terry told me about this.
Oh, a hidden wall safe.
But if that's what he was looking for, he wouldn't...
He didn't kill him. It was her. Terry Shannon killed her father.
Last year, Thomas Cook helped millions of travellers with their holiday money. They helped them change their dosh into dollars, their folding into francs, their lolly into lira, their accas into drachma, and their spondoolies into shekels. So when you need holiday money instantly, take a Thomas Cook at us.
Never forget, with 2 spoons of butter in every pack, you can really taste the butter. In Golden Crown.
Fairy Ultra Liquid has changed. New Fairy Color keeps colors bright. Just imagine it, because Fairy cares for colors.
If your indigestion tablets taste chalky and gritty, try Remagel. They're soft, chewy, and minty. Remagel. They're chewy, not chalky.
Okay, La Rosa, the stenographer is going to take down everything we say. You can still get a lawyer if you want.
What for?
Michael Shannon, do you recognize the suspect?
He's Vic La Rosa.
When did you see him last?
The night my dad was murdered.
Where?
In our house. My sister's bedroom.
Mr. La Rosa, is that a true statement?
So what? I wasn't the only one in the house.
When you were apprehended, you told the arresting officer that Terry Shannon killed her father.
What?
That's a lie. She didn't do it.
He's trying to implicate Terry to save himself.
Dick, you know that's not true.
Yeah, then why'd you pay me to leave? You set me up. Everyone knows you.
I struck you.
Look, it might help to talk. Has Zoe got another bloke?
No. No, it's nothing like that.
Tuesday and Thursday at 7.
I was so fat, I wobbled. That was me, Patrick Warwick, 3 months ago before I lost 37 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. It's easy with Slim Fast. You have a delicious, nutritious shake for breakfast, one for lunch, and a proper dinner. Thanks to Slim Fast, I feel fit and healthy, and I don't wobble anymore. Don't wait like I did. Do it now.
Give Slim Fast a week. See the weight come off. Can you make regular savings on your washing powder?
Now I can, with the new refill tin from Ariel. It keeps the powder dry and lasts ages. So you can keep on using refills, which will save you money. Time and time again.
The new Ariel refill tins. Think of them as money boxes for your powder.
They didn't taste like indigestion tablets.
A fruity, refreshing taste.
Tingly on the tongue. They work marvellous.
It's tangy, it's fast, it's Rennie Rupees.
Now it's time to join John Thirlwell for Help Yourself, which today looks at city farms.
Farms, or community farms as they're sometimes known, were first established in the early 70s. For the most part, they're run by employment trainees and volunteers, with the aim of introducing inner-city children to the pleasures of farmyard animals. There are 7 city farms in the Yorkshire television region, in Bradford, Huddersfield, Leeds, Rotherham and Wakefield. This farm at Darnall is one of 2 in the city of Sheffield. Many farms, like the one at Darnall, have been established on industrial wasteland that lies close to a local community. Each farm is run independently, with funding provided by local councils, charitable trusts, companies and public donations, as well as from the sale of farm produce such as milk, eggs and indeed meat, through the humane slaughter of some of the animals. At a city farm, the emphasis is on active involvement rather than observation, and older children have the opportunity to participate in many of the farming activities, like milking the goats and cows. The farm at Darnall has established strong links with local schools and is particularly proud of its work with children who have special needs. Gwyneth Harris is the assistant manager. Gwyneth, tell me, how did the farm start here?
It's about 10 years ago, a young Asian girl overheard a conversation at a youth club, and the conversation was something to do with farming, and she said, "What's a cow?" And they realised that these children had no idea what farm animals were. And so the vicar, Robert Haslam then, he'd worked on a goat farm, or he had his own goat farm in Scotland. He decided that community farming was the best way of educating children.
If the children of the city didn't have a farm like this to go to, what would they miss?
A lot. The touching and feeling of the animals, the seeing of them. They just miss out on so much. It's hard to describe when you've got it. But I think without it, they do miss out on a lot.
Can anybody come here?
Yes, absolutely anybody. We're open to the public 7 days a week. Schools come down. We've got ramps everywhere for wheelchairs. Have handicap groups coming down. It's open to anybody. It's free of charge as well. It's a nice cheap day out for everybody.
The farm is particularly popular with preschool children and mother and toddler groups. So what do some of the mums think of it?
We come here regular. We live close by, we're local, so we come here quite regular.
Is it a useful service having it this close?
Yes, I mean, they enjoy it, and it's just like big enough, really, for them to walk round.
Is it useful, do you think, having a farm like this here?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, a lot of the children won't see animals like this otherwise. So. I think it helps them to be gentle, because I mean, they're so careful with the animals. It surprises me, really, because she's so rough with some things.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
Is she frightened at all?
Not at all, no. Well, it's nice to have a farm on the doorstep. I mean, we don't get into the country very often, so it comes for a change.
Details of all 7 city farms in the Yorkshire television region are outlined in this week's free information leaflet. The number to ring is Leeds 448199, or alternatively, you can write to Help Yourself, City Farms, Yorkshire Television, Leeds LS3 1JS.
In a few moments, we've our Monday visit to the families that after 5 minutes has explained to us the beliefs of the followers of Jainism.
Jainism is one of the oldest religions, and though it was founded by Adinath, most Jains follow the 24th or the last fast maker, Mahavir. Jainism is derived from the word Jin, which means a person who has conquered the inner self. A Jain believes in total non-violence, and this is reflected in every aspect of their lives.
Om Namo Arihantaram, Om Namo Sittanam, Om Namo Ayadiyaram, Om Namo Vachayanam, Om Namo Lohe Sabyasahuram, Eso Panchanamokaro, Sabya Pavapanasano, Mangalarancha Sabbesim, Paramam Havai Mangalam, Chattari Mangalam, Arihanta Mangalam, Siddha Mangalam, Sahu Mangalam, Kevali Pandatam Dhammo Mangalam, Chattari Loguttama, Arihanta Loguttama, Siddha Loguttama, Sahu Loguttama, Kevali Pandatam Dhammo Loguttama, Chattari Shanam Pavajami, Arihanta Shanam Pavajami, Siddhe Shanam Pavajami, Sahu Shanam Pavajami, Kevali Pandatam Dhammo Shanam Pavajami. Non-violence is a main essence of Jain philosophy. And to follow the non-violence, we eat vegetarian meals. In vegetarian meals, we select vegetables those have grown on outside the ground. Because Jain philosophy says the vegetable grow under the ground, have a more bacteria, so we prefer to leave them out from our meal. My wife has prepared few vegetables which she will show you.
Today I made a vegetable thali, which one is a fully Jain, strictly diet. This is a cabbage kofta, which one is made with cabbage and tomato soup. This is okra, is bhindi. This is marrow, we call loki. This is lentil, is urad dal, and this is matar paneer, is made out of the cheese and the peas and tomatoes, and this is the side dish as a chutney, and this is a full dish of Indian vegetable thali. This is the mango juice, we count as a sweet dish, and in the end this is full vegetable thali.
Yeah, you can see these vegetables, they are full of protein and vitamins. like lentils and cheese from fresh milk. And it's very tasty, and this is a cabbage here. There are vitamins and minerals. So combination of one can get a balanced diet from the vegetable food, and you don't have to go for meat. So it is an example of one can eat and follow the Jain philosophy, being a vegetarian and a healthy.
We can get this all the foods in our local supermarket easily. We got so much raw material. It's just need of Jainism preparation.
Monday on ITV, there's a regular visit to the bustling corridors of Jimmy's, where the theatre team begin the transplant operation on Kathleen Holmes. Thomas Hughes is making a good recovery from his operation. And preparing for hers is Margaret Alderson, who has severe pain in her arm, but a simple bypass could be the answer. Also, it's Medics Charity Week at Jimmy's, as you can discover Monday at 7 on ITV. At 3:20, Mike is surprised by a letter from Gloria in the Young Doctors. But now we've drama from the families.
Like the mother of any normal family, Mrs. Mortis worried about feeding them the same old things. But then bachelors gave her a helping hand with super noodles. Twisty noodles in a mouth-watering chicken flavour sauce. It was so uncannily tasty, the family insisted she put her feet up. Super noodles, another helping hand from bachelors.
These are natural, healthy teeth. These are a partial denture. Cleaning a denture with toothpaste alone can leave behind plaque and bacteria. And that bacteria could affect the gums of your neighboring teeth. A daily 10-minute soak in Sterident kills the bacteria on your denture, so helping you keep your gums healthy. Sterident keeps dentures clean, helps keep gums happy. When the problem is indigestion, you want relief that works, and works fast. New Settlers bring express relief.
Only foxes would bake rolled oats, golden syrup, and dairy butter into a biscuit you could crunch any time.
I like too much crinkle crunch in the morning.
I like the old crinkle crunch with my tea.
And at 11:30, my idea of heaven.
Is a crinkle crunch for free?
I like a scoff crinkle crunch after me dinner.
One likes a nice crinkle crunch after lunch.
And when it's time for bed, there's a lot to be said for cocoa and a crinkle crunch.
Fox's crinkle crunch. Have you crunched one today?
Oh, I thought I'd come up with something special for the local do. Bernard Matthews cooked meats, made from whole turkey breasts, you know, tender and so lean, it's 98% fat-free. I wonder, well, just...
Oh, not interrupting, I hope.
Oh, the sins of the flesh.
Bernard Matthews cooked meats. Now that's really tempting.
Are you using a separate detergent and fabric softener? Are you spending more than you need? Stop. You could have made a better buy with Bold. It's an ultra detergent and softener all in one. And it costs less than these two. Don't buy two, just buy one. Bold all in one. And to save you even more money, there's our new powder refill bag. Better buy Bold.
She was a beautiful, successful 40-something, but never the blushing bride.
That's me, the world's oldest living bridesmaid.
But temptation was just around the corner.
Male secretary. Men type faster. Huh? Shorter nails. You can sew.
I'm really good with my hands.
A romantic comedy. The world's oldest living bridesmaid, the British network television premiere tomorrow at 10 on 4.
When your dog is fit and enjoys life, it shows 5 ways. 1. Bright eyes. 2. A glossy coat. 3. A healthy body. 4. Strong teeth. And 5. Vitality. All show how your dog stays fit 5 ways with POW. POW. Help your best friend stay fit 5 ways.
Do you use your mouthwash just to fight plaque, or like this man, just to freshen breath? Well, you could be using one which does both. Like McLean's Active Mouth Guard. It gets between the teeth and starts to kill plaque bacteria immediately. And with McLean's Active Mouth Guard, you get the best of both worlds. Because McLean's also gives you great fresh breath. McLean's Active Mouth Guard fights plaque and freshens breath all in one.
At 3:20, Mike is surprised by a letter from Gloria in our Monday appointment with the young doctors. But first, it's time to catch up with the latest news headlines, first with ITN.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you from Calendar East. Lincolnshire Council is offering to build houses for Bosnian refugees, and it wants other local authorities to follow suit. South Kesteven Council wants the government to let it borrow money to pay for the houses.
Thousands of refugees are fleeing war-torn Bosnia. Several hundred are being given asylum in Britain, and the government has asked local councils if they can provide accommodation. South Kesteven Council has now offered to build 10 homes for refugees, even though there's a 5-year waiting list for council houses.
The chairman of the Finance Committee, Councillor Johnson, made the move that we should approach the government and say, yes, we'll build 10 houses for 10 families, or indeed buy 10 if you'll make the finance available to us or to other councils by allowing them to use their own capital receipts from sale of council houses.
At the moment, councils aren't allowed to borrow money to build new homes, so the council's asking the government to make an exception to help the refugees.
We hope that the government will say, yes, we'll back you, and then we can go ahead and provide accommodation and get these people out of the camps that they're living in now as a humanitarian gesture.
Refugees currently in resettlement camps in Britain will have to wait to see if the government will allow the scheme to go ahead.
British Rail is to close 2 stations on South Humberside. The Secretary of State for Transport, John McGregor, has given permission for Brocklesby and Elsham stations to be closed after considering the report of a public hearing held last year. British Rail says they'll shut down in October because not enough passengers use them. But the Transport Users Consultative Committee says it's extremely concerned about the closure, which will cause real hardship for some passengers. The Queen Mother has visited one of Norfolk's most historic buildings, which is causing controversy. The future of the 17th century Custom House has been uncertain since it closed 4 years ago.
The Custom House is King's Lynn's best-known building and features on all the town's publicity material. For over 300 years it was used by the Customs and Excise. Then it was sold, and it's now owned by a Norfolk developer whose property empire has collapsed, though he says the Custom House is unaffected. Adrian Parker, the West Norfolk Borough Council planning officer who showed the Queen Mother round, says the building is basically in very good condition, although Charles II needs a helping hand.
It's a most significant building for Lynn because it's associated with the town itself. It's essential that an old building has a use. It needs somebody inside to look after it and care for it day to day. That's what's missing at the moment with the Custom House.
It's not known if the present owner intends to sell the building, but there are some local hopes that it might be taken over by the council and the Preservation Trust. But while its future remains uncertain, it is still a popular tourist attraction. The firm in Grimsby is to cut 45 jobs just days after announcing that it's building a new plant. Fibre makers Courtauld says it's shedding the jobs as part of a restructuring programme to make the company more competitive. It says there'll be no compulsory redundancies among the 300-strong workforce. The jobs will go over the next 3 years. Hundreds of Derbyshire students will miss out on education grants for the second year running because of the council's cash crisis. The council is so short of money it's only been able to allocate £50,000 for discretionary grants. That means the students will only receive cash in exceptional cases of hardship. The decision was made reluctantly by the council, who 2 years ago paid out more in discretionary awards than any other authority. 2 lorries loaded with meat worth £40,000 have been stolen from Spalding in Lincolnshire. The lorries were stolen from the yard of Henry Hargraves Pork Wholesalers in Horseshoe Road sometime late last night or early this morning. And finally, scaffolding, which has covered part of Lincoln Cathedral's roof for the past 2 years, is finally coming down. The scaffolding went up as part of a £200,000 renovation scheme. Timbers in the nave roof were replaced and new lead sheeting has been installed. But as the scaffolding comes down, some of it will be going back up again, because workmen are to begin more restoration work between the cathedral's west towers. That's all from me for now, but join me, if you will, for Calendar at 5 to 6. Bye-bye.
Bradford Gingerbread is a voluntary organisation for lone parents and their children. Based in Darley Street, there's an advice centre staffed by experienced workers who will be able to help you with any benefit, housing or debt problems you may have. They also run a range of free adult courses with a creche for the under 5s. To find out more, call in for a coffee and a chat to 45 Darley Street or phone Bradford 720-564 for further details.
Monday on ITV, spin the Wheel of Fortune.
Well, Vicky, it's a wonderful holiday in Sri Lanka and the Maldives. Or the big wheel jackpot of £5,000. Or join the four-wheel drive set in the sensational Suzuki Jeep.
Frank Stubbs breaks into the movie business.
It's Dave in.
Dave?
Dave, David Putnam. Tell him Frank Stubbs is here, will you? What you need is exposed, total, but limited. So you're in the right places.
No photos, absolutely no photos at all.
This is saying your big I'm bowling up, aren't I?
With World in Action at 8:30, this is Monday evening here on ITV. Now, Mike is surprised by a letter from Gloria in our Monday appointment with the young doctors.
Josh, I had someone to love and fill my...
This week in Emmerdale...
I don't want him here. Ever. I don't like you and I don't trust you.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Stay away from my sister.
Jay, you'd better go.
More trouble?
Oh, only £550 worth of checks. I can't identify.
That'll be frank then, won't it?
So how do you feel?
I feel pathetic. I feel stupid. I feel disgusted with myself.
Tuesday and Thursday at 7 on ITV. Ah, Tony. Egg mayonnaise?
It's off, madam.
The bolognese?
That's off too, madam.
What about the gravy? The salad dressing? The red wine? All off. It's a different jacket.
No, a different detergent.
Persil Micro Liquid should always be on the menu.
Because it has a double cleaning action, it can tackle more than one kind of stain. It combines an action on fat and an action on these other stains, all in one wash.
Now, what would you like?
The Devathol, please.
Persil Micro Liquid tackles fat and a whole load more.
In a shootout, some glass cleaners' triggers aren't as powerful and the spray can leave smears. But Windowlean's powerful new trigger and spray clean without smearing. Windowlean and new concentrated refills, the glass cleaner that's clearly unbeatable.
All the answers, boys, and the wherefores we can bring to you. Every Wednesday, 20 past 4, there's a show that's called How To. Oh, it's frightfully good. Thank you very much.
It's a top-notch burger bar. Very fast food and first-rate staff.
This is the first time I've been late all week.
Yeah, and it's only Monday.
Such understanding management.
I'm the only one around here who's allowed to harass the staff.
Ideal menu for the more difficult customer.
3 coffees, 6 donuts, and a large mallet.
Let's hear it. For Spats. Wednesdays, 20 to 5 on CITV.
Glass with a cabin cave.
Very good afternoon, folks. Today, Bertie's going to sing.
How extraordinary.
Yes, it was quite strange, wasn't it? Teabags just after another ring of Olympus, and the real Ghostbusters drop in to battle with a gang of student spookies. Johnny Ball advises us to duck when he reveals all. But first today, it's a cartoon. One is for the favourite one, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Bangers and Masher Monkeys, and there too. 3 is for Bertie, Edie Fly and Humblebee. 4 is for Rubbish, that's the time he's on TV. 5 is for Gimme 5, every Saturday they're live. 6 is for the Ratties, they're non-stop fun. 7 is for the Wise Gnomes, and they know everyone. 8 is for the Tiny Toons, too many to be sure. 9 is for the Fraggles, there are there more. For all your summer friends you can count on CITV.
Are you using a separate detergent and fabric softener? Are you spending more than you need? Stop. You could have made a better buy with Bold. It's an ultra detergent and softener all in one, and it costs less than these two. Don't buy 2, just buy 1. Bold all in one. And to save you even more money, there's our new powder refill bag. Better buy Bold.
I put them in here, the wheat will go down and round, Wheatos, then they come out here. I push the taste valve down, the wheat will go crunch then round, Wheatos, and they come out here.
You'll go bonkers for my chocolate flavor Wheatos.
Soda Stream, so get busy with the fizzy. Cola, lemonade, cherry, and orange. Soda Stream, at these and other stores. Get busy with the fizzy.
Cares away, worry for another day. Let the music play. Dollar Fraggle Rock, work the cares away. Camping for another day. Let the Fraggle play.
Throw your cares away down at Fraggle Rock. Tuesdays 10 to 4 on CITV.
Down at Fraggle Rock.
Don't forget to watch Rubbish at 4 on Tuesday. Rubbish? Yeah, on CITV. Rubbish on CITV? Never. No, Rubbish King of the Jumble. Oh, yeah. Now, earplugs are strongly recommended for the singing of Bertie the Bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, a real wrestling champion and the famous cartoon champion, Hulk Hogan, wrestling with wrong, fighting for right, in the CITV corner every Tuesday at 4:15. Hulk Hogan, great fun and no holds barred.
Happy day.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Nothing starts the day like Kellogg's Cornflakes Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh, I thought I'd come up with something special for the local do. Bernard Matthews cooked meats, made from whole turkey breasts, you know, tender and so lean. It's 98% fat-free. I wonder. Well, just...
Oh, not interrupting, I hope.
Oh, the sense of the flesh.
Bernard Matthews cooked meats. Now that's really tempting.
I'm not here to tell you about how far Fairy goes or how good it is on grease. I'm just here to tell you about the absolutely wonderful fresh lemon smell Lemon Fairy gives you when you're washing up. Lemon Fairy, the very zest of lemon liquid.
Nothing says summer quite like fresh strawberries, except new strawberry Ribena, full of the goodness of vitamin C and the real taste of summer.
TV presenter Ulrika Johnson uses Head and Shoulders.
On TV, people always notice your hair, so it's got to look perfect, which means dandruff would be headline news. I've used lots of shampoos, but my stylist convinced me to try Head and Shoulders. I found Head and Shoulders not only takes care of dandruff, but its rich lather really takes care of my hair. Now all I've got to worry about is my lines.
Head and Shoulders. Forget dandruff. Have beautiful hair.
More to see, more to do, more to enjoy. Another great day out at Beamish.
A character as slimy as Slimer, as slippery as ectoplasm, it's got to be Teabag.
This week, Polly finds herself in merry England, where things are far from merry. Will Polly find the next gold ring before Sir Walter Pistol raises the roof? Stay tuned to Teabag and the Rings of Olympus.
Right, you evil...
Fridays at 8 on Anglier. Join TV's favourite lady.
Surprise, surprise, it's still here.
Coming up with the unexpected.
Hi, Joe.
The hit show that's going to make your day and melt your heart with reunions of families and friends. Join Silla Fridays at 8. You'll be surprised.
A full roundup of today's events in the region follows in a couple of minutes after Jim Bacon's weather forecast. Good evening, the bank holiday weekend coming up, and I'm afraid... The Anaglypta and the wood chip of the well-known await your inspection at 7 o'clock tonight with a peek through the keyhole. That's right after the Anglia Early Evening News.
Laura Davis goes home. For her parents now, the dilemma of whether her life-saving double transplant should take place in Cambridge or the USA.
Flying is to be phased out at RAF Whitton.
And where to go and what to avoid this bank holiday.
Good evening. In sport, Peterborough prepare for a day out at Wembley.
And Patrick's Pantry is on the move again, this time to Suffolk.
Laura Davis is tonight on her way back home to Manchester. This weekend, her parents must decide whether their daughter should have a life-saving liver and bowel transplant at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge or in the USA. Today, the government announced it was willing to pay for the American surgeon to travel to Britain to assist in an operation.
Laura Davis, who's 4, has been at Addenbrooke's all week undergoing tests. Today, she faced a final ultrasound scan, and her parents were holding discussions with hospital staff trying to decide the best course of action. Laura's parents now face an agonising but crucial decision, whether to risk taking their daughter to Pittsburgh, where this transplant operation has been carried out before, but where she may have to wait a good deal longer for donor organs to become available, or whether to rely on the expertise of Professor Sir Roy Kahn here at Addenbrooke's, who's never performed this operation before. Addenbrooke's gave Laura the all-clear today to return home to Manchester, giving her parents time at home to decide on their next course of action.
There's a lot of far thinking to be done, but everybody's been very, very supportive down here, and they certainly want the best for Laura.
Another element for the Davises to consider came with the news this afternoon that the government will pay for an expert from the Pittsburgh hospital to come to Britain to assist if required. In the meantime, Laura's parents praised the staff at Addenbrooke's.
The staff, I mean, they always are. The staff and the people that work in X-rays and are very, very tolerant with children. They have to be with Laura, but they've been really good with her.
Laura and her parents drove to Marshall's Airport in Cambridge, where a plane was waiting to take them back to Manchester. Laura will spend the night in the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital, and, depending on her condition, which doctors say today was serious but stable, she'll see the rest of her family tomorrow, as her parents continue to consider their decision.
The Ministry of Defence is to phase out flying at RAF Whitton in Cambridgeshire. All aircraft stationed there are to be transferred to other bases within the next 2 years as part of defence cuts. The Air Force has flown from Whitton since 1914. Today's announcement was made by Armed Forces Minister Archie Hamilton during a visit to RAF Support Command at Brampton.
RAF Whitton is the home of one of the RAF's oldest aircraft, the Canberra. There are currently up to 50 Canberras serving with 4 units at the base in Cambridgeshire, the entire Canberra force now operated by the RAF. They still perform important duties, including photographic reconnaissance. More than 100 personnel fly Canberras and Hawk fighters. The Armed Forces Minister made the announcement during a visit to RAF Brampton. He said it was all part of rationalisation.
In the whole of this area, there are a very large number of RAF stations, and as we reduce those numbers, of course, it does affect people here. But where we are talking in terms of closing RAF stations, we do look at alternate uses, and in some cases other units will be moved in, and possibly the Army might come into some of them. So it doesn't necessarily follow that because the RAF leave, that there's no other use for them. There might be.
It's likely the aircraft will be moved to other bases within the region. While the Minister wouldn't confirm Whitton's long-term future, he was more positive about RAF Brampton, currently home of Support Command, soon to be split between the Cambridgeshire base and one in Gloucestershire. Far from being downgraded, though, Brampton's likely to see an increase in personnel.
Well, RAF Brampton is going to be an important headquarters for the foreseeable future, and so it actually has a very good future, and there will be an increase in the number of people employed here, which is encouraging news for this area.
The details of both moves have yet to be finalised. It's expected they'll be completed by 1994.
The Home Office says there'll be an internal inquiry at Grendon Underwood Prison near Aylesbury into the escape of a prisoner police described as highly dangerous. Keith Hanger gave himself up at the prison last night, 17 days after absconding from a pre-release training programme in the Forest of Dean. He's now being questioned by Dorset Police in connection with the death of a man near Christchurch.
The Home Office say the inquiry at Grendon Underwood will be supervised by the Governor. Last night at the jail, Keith Hanger gave himself up, ending a massive police operation, including a helicopter search of Aylesbury. He'd been armed with a pump-action shotgun. Detectives in Wales want to question him about an armed robbery at this pub in Bilth Wells. And Hanger this morning travelled from Buckinghamshire to Dorset for further interviews in connection with a murder investigation. The body of Alan Kearley was found at a secluded spot near Christchurch. While Hanger was at large, police put his family, including relatives in Northampton, under special protection. As the decision to allow prisoners into the community comes under scrutiny, the Home Office told Anglian News there was no planned change of policy. It said Hanger's case would not prevent other prisoners from going on exercises into the community. On the whole, pre-release training worked extremely well. But the inquiry into this particular case will go ahead.
There's been a bad start to the bank holiday weekend on the roads, with a chemical spillage causing major problems on one of Bedfordshire's busiest roads. The westbound carriageway of the A505 between Luton and Dunstable was closed after drums of chemicals fell from a van on a roundabout under the M1. Fire officers dealt with the leak, and the road has been reopened in the past hour. And we'll have a roundup of the holiday weekend traffic trouble spots later in the programme.
A lorry driver was hijacked at gunpoint and his vehicle stolen on the A1 near Alconbury early today. He was bound and blindfolded and later dumped at Bow in East London. Police said he was unhurt but shaken. The lorry, loaded with 88 bales of cloth worth about £50,000, is still missing.
An ancient wood near to Prime Minister John Major's Huntingdon home has won an 11th hour reprieve from the Ministry of Defence, which had intended to sell it to the highest bidder. Brampton Wood is a site of special scientific interest, and conservationists say it should be sold to the Cambridgeshire Wildlife Trust to allow public access to the site.
For sale, Cambridgeshire's largest woodland, 300 acres of special scientific interest, first recorded in the Doomsday Book, only highest offers considered. The advertisements may have read something like this, but last week the owners of Brampton Wood, the Ministry of Defence, decided to pull them from the national press. The sale's now been suspended. Cambridgeshire Wildlife Trust had attempted to buy the wood privately, supported by the Prime Minister John Major.
He unofficially has said to people that he is concerned about the future of the wood. We have written to him, so we hope that he has been involved.
The Trust intends to make the most of this reprieve. They'll carry on raising money to try to buy the wood themselves.
Conservatives on Peterborough Council have offered to take on the running this summer of the city's Lido swimming pool, which the Labour-controlled authority says it can't afford to open this year. Tory leader Neville Sanders said with the help of local businesses they didn't expect to incur any losses, but if they did, he'd meet them from his own pocket. Labour leader Ray Palmer said he'd put no obstruction in the way of anybody who wanted to take on the pool, so long as they met the council's contractual requirements and gave a firm commitment by Wednesday next week.
An 8-year-old boy from the Bury St Edmunds area who stabbed another child will not be prosecuted because he's under the age of criminal responsibility. The boy used a lock knife to stab a friend 3 times after an argument. The victim suffered minor injuries to his back and hands.
A bird hospital in Peterborough says it's being inundated with baby birds brought in by members of the public who wrongly think the creatures need help. Terry and Francis Cooper, who run the hospital at their home in Dogsthorpe, say people finding fledgling birds on roadsides often think they must be in trouble, and so pick them up and take them away. What they don't realise is that the bird is probably just resting, and the mother is probably close by finding food. Mr. and Mrs. Cooper say animal welfare groups are happy to take in injured birds, but those that aren't sick should always be left where they are.
Getting ready for a posh day out at Wembley. Peterborough United, all dressed up for the biggest match in their history, the promotion playoffs. Peterborough go for glory, and we'll have that and the rest of the sport a little later.
Well, hopefully a spectacular weekend for Posh, but certainly a spectacular weekend in store for thousands of holidaymakers to 2 of the region's biggest outdoor events.
Yes, the friendly invasion is the theme at the 2-day Mildenhall Air Fete, and in Bedford, up to 400,000 people will join in the celebrations on the River Great Ouse at the town's biannual River Festival.
For the sitting tenants on the Great Ouse at 9 o'clock this morning, they could savour the calm. A couple of hours later, final preparations started. Bedford's River Festival is staged every 2 years to celebrate the opening of unhindered passage from the river to the Wash. On Wednesday, new bridges were installed to cope with the crowds. Today, organisers stressed that all would go smoothly at Britain's biggest outdoor event after the Notting Hill Carnival.
We have river races, raft races, there's a procession of boats, there's a road procession, and on Russell Park, just down there, there's a carnival, fun fair, fete. It's a combination of things, and it should be a good time.
Crowds will watch races on both sides of the river. There's a frantic schedule of live music and entertainment, and caterers expect to provide 1.5 million drinks and snacks. For the people of Bedford, today was their last chance to recline by the river and swelter selfishly in the sun. Tomorrow, this beautiful setting becomes the focus for 2 days of action and celebration, all of it free of charge.
There's the usual international flavour to Air Fete 92, and the French aerobatic team had the crowds riveted as they rehearsed their full programme in the skies over Mildenhall this afternoon. 300,000 people are expected to brave the traffic jams for Air Fete 92, Europe's largest air show. Spectators have already set up camp using all the tricks in the book to get the best free view. They won't be disappointed with 6 hours of flying each day. This year's event will celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Americans' arrival in East Anglia, and there'll be aircraft to reflect the old and the new. There'll be some new faces at the show, among them the world's most advanced jet fighter, the Stealth Bomber. And among the aircraft that won't be seen here again, the Vulcan B-2, saying a last farewell this weekend. For those with a hunger, you won't go short. The American Air Force has laid on 36,000 hamburgers, 54,000 hot dogs, and to quench the thirst, 10,000 cans of drink.
And with big events like the Mildenhall Air Show going on, motorists are being warned to be prepared for long hold-ups on the region's roads. All roads to Mildenhall are certain to be congested tomorrow and on Sunday. If you're planning to use the A11 to get to the seaside, you could face long delays. Bedford will be best avoided on Saturday and Sunday unless you're going to the River Festival. The town's never the easiest of places to drive through, and it's bound to be chock-a-block as people converge from all around the region. And in Hertfordshire, the county show is being held at Redbourne tomorrow and on Sunday, adding to congestion on the roads in that area. The advice is to avoid the potential trouble spots if you can, and if you can't, allow plenty of time for your journey and be patient.
Give me a bucket of pins and a deck chair in the garden, and I have the patience of Job.
Well, why don't you now simply sit back and enjoy the sights of Suffolk's Jewel in the Crown as Patrick cooks up a bank holiday treat in Lavenham. That's after the break.
Do it all this weekend and bag yourself some bargains. Twin pack smoke alarms. £3.50 off. Dulux new emulsion brilliant white 5 litre, £2.50 off. Bosch 2-speed hammer drill, £4.50 off. 6-panel pine door, £11 off.
Do it all this weekend.
Lift lemon tea. Lighter than coffee, more refreshing than tea.
Woburn, the safari park that's really wild. It's really wild. Woburn Wild Animal Kingdom.
Shop into the evening at Thurrock Lakeside Shopping Centre, junction 3031 off the M25. Lakeside. Discover the art of shopping.
Welcome back. Sport now with the high-speed merchants in saloon and drag racing.
But the big story, of course, is Peterborough United's first appearance at Wembley. Here's Stuart Jarrell.
Yes, Peterborough United at Wembley on Sunday for the third division playoff final against Stockport. Nearly 25,000 fans travelling down the A1 to cheer them on.
It certainly promises to be a posh day out for Peterborough at Wembley. Like all Wembley finalists, they've been headline news this week. They've also been fitted out with new suits, and they're fairly sure they'll measure up to the big occasion. They've beaten Liverpool in the Rumbelows Cup this season. And they showed their fighting spirit again last Thursday when they came from behind to win the playoff semi-final at Huddersfield 2-1. Steve Cooper's goal took Peterborough to Wembley and probably earned them £100,000. That's the estimate of the share of the Wembley gate and the revenue generated by sales of souvenirs.
It's funny, this is a playoff competition. It isn't a cup competition, but it is like a cup final because it's at Wembley. It's a one-off job. I think it means everything, and I'm pleased with the supporters to know, obviously. I do feel for people like that because they spend their hard-earned money all year and they've got to spend more money to go up there, and there's nearly 30,000 of them going. So it's marvellous for the city of Peterborough.
It's more than just a day out, though. The prospect of playing at Wembley has been nothing more than a dream for many of these players for most of their careers. If they win on Sunday, they'll be in the new First Division.
Do the job right, play these, try and get something out of it, learn something, what we're going to learn ready for Sunday.
Mick Halsall, the skipper, must have thought his chance had gone when he left Liverpool as a teenager. Marcus Ebden has been playing in non-league football for most of this season. And Steve Welsh was in the army until he bought himself out to sign for Cambridge United.
Oh, it's a long way for guard duties and early morning parades, that's for sure. It'll be a great deal to me, you know, my family or friends and all coming down from Glasgow. And it's just kind of a special day, I think. Just got to try and take it all in. But as I say, we've got to go out there and try, I mean, all the euphoria is running high, but we've got to go out there and remember we've got a job to do.
Welsh isn't the only player with a story to tell. Tony Adcock never knew when the next pay packet was arriving at Northampton. And Bobby Barnes thought his season was over when he had to have a knee operation just a month ago.
Obviously, as you go on through your career, you look at all your friends perhaps get there and you think to yourself, well, perhaps it's never going to be me. Perhaps this one's going to be the one that passes me by. And that's why it was such a special moment, really, up at Huddersfield, because, you know, whatever happens on Sunday, I'm going to have achieved a lifetime's ambition.
We've played bigger and better teams and beat them. If we can, to our advantage, to say, look, you know, it's Stockport we're playing. We're not playing Wembley. We're not playing the crowds or anything like that. Forget everything. We're just down man for man. If we can think like that, I feel we've got a great chance.
The road to Wembley has been a long one for these players, but the journey won't be over for Peterborough until they're celebrating promotion for the second time in 2 years.
And good luck to Peter. We'll incidentally have action from Wembley in an Anglia soccer special. That starts at 6 on Sunday evening. Now a couple of highlights in the East Anglian motor racing season. First, the British Touring Car Championship, where a Luton team is leading the way.
Snetterton plays host to round 4 of this year's championship, and the top teams have already arrived in Norfolk for testing. The Luton-run Vauxhall Cavalier race team of John Cleland and Jeff Allen, for example. Vauxhall are the leading manufacturers after 3 rounds, but have plenty to prove this weekend.
There is not a race goes by now, but there's a little bit of paint changes hands. That's inevitable because we're very, very close with the formula the way it's designed. The championship is looking good. It could be any one of 10 drivers that could win this championship. And there's tremendous manufacturer involvement. There's 7 major manufacturers involved in this Touring Car Championship.
One thing's for sure, the championship always provides some of the best and most spectacular action that can be found anywhere in motorsport. Interest is growing all the time, and already this season a fascinating battle is developing between the Vauxhall team and the Toyota Works team of Will Hoy from Cambridge and Andy Rouse. Toyota took first and second places in the last round at Alton Park, and Rouse now leads the individual competition from Cleland, with Hoy third and Allen fourth.
I'm the only driver this year to be on the victory rostrum 3 times out of 3 races, so I'm not too disappointed. The competition's very, very hot. Andy Rouse, Will Hoy and John, my teammate, are proving very difficult to beat, so I hope this weekend figures better for me.
Cleland actually won the first 2 rounds of this year's championship, beating Rouse in another tight finish here at Thruxton in round 2, but a slip-up cost him dear at Alton Park.
I knew that I had to be in front from the beginning. I just tried that a little bit too hard, and as you saw from the coverage, it was all very exciting stuff. Somehow managed to miss all the barriers. Everyone managed to miss me, and I started at the tail end of the field and clawed my way back through. The one thing I'll never do is give in.
This weekend's event provides a rare visit to East Anglia by the Touring Car Championship as part of a 14-race series. Qualifying gets underway tomorrow morning, with the main race taking place on Sunday afternoon.
Those cars are pretty hairy, but nowhere near as quick as the machines in action at Santipod over the bank holiday. In fact, a slice of history could be made with the top dragsters looking to break the British and European speed record.
Okay, everybody, lie down on the floor and keep calm.
They look like cars, they perform like rockets, with some machines at Santipod producing more G-force than the Space Shuttle. No one in Europe has ever covered the quarter-of-a-mile drag strip in less than 5 seconds. But this weekend, the experts say it's on the cards, And that would make the 250-mile-an-hour dragsters which dominated last year's meeting at Santapod look positively slow.
It's going to be Monica!
Slightly more sedately now. No cricket today for Northants, but champions Essex have been involved in a tight finish on the final day of their game against Somerset. Despite John Stevenson's 272 undefeated in 2 innings, Somerset passed the target of 299 they needed to win with 4 wickets to spare. And we'll have more sport tomorrow. Steve.
Thanks, Stuart. And good luck to Peterborough. Time now to join our Patrick on his travels.
Yes, tonight, in the second of a new Pantry series, Patrick's on the National Trust Trail in Suffolk. Steeped in history, he's visited what's often described as the county's jewel in the crown.
Hello everyone and welcome from the Guildhall Garden here at Lavenham. Now once upon a time this was one of the richest towns in England. Today its wool-based wealth has long since gone, but happily for us, left behind in its streets and buildings is a legacy of medieval loveliness to draw admirers from far and wide. The parish church of St. Peter and Paul is in the top 20 church visitors charts, and its tenor bell from 1625 is regarded as having the purest tone probably in all the world. From the High Street bus shelter you can sit and drink in this picture postcard view of Water Street, and looking at number 28, one of the oldest cottages, perhaps wonder why there is a door up on the first floor. The doors of the Swan Hotel, also in the High Street, have been open to travellers and townspeople alike for over 300 years. Forming part of the Swan is the ancient wool hall, which in 1911 was dismantled piece by piece for removal. Strong local protest in the nick of time secured its re-erection, and here it stands today, the newest old building in town. This is Shilling Street, where you can bob your head in memory of Jane Taylor, who lived here at Shilling Old Grange and wrote a nursery rhyme called Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. The star pupil of the Lavenham Grammar School in Barn Street must surely be England's best-loved landscape artist, John Constable, no less. Now, I've only managed to paint the briefest sketch of all there is to find here, like this Tudor shop front in the marketplace, whose wind doors, as they were called, were lowered down in front of the unglazed windows to form a sort of sales counter. Sensible idea. Sales of tasty National Trust teas, homemade cakes a speciality, take place under the ancient beams of the old chapel just next door to provide light refreshment before we stand back to admire the celebrated timber-framed Lavenham Guildhall of Corpus Christi. It's the extravagant closeness of the upright timbers, projecting windows and rich carving which makes it such a medieval masterpiece of construction. Look out for the weather-beaten Earl of Oxford on the corner. He gave the Guild its charter. The hall has been in the care of the National Trust since 1951 and enjoys constant use by the community for all kinds of activities. Upstairs there's an excellent museum of local history through the centuries, including a piece of the famous Lavenham blue dyed woolen cloth, which is from where we get the expression dyed in the wool. And if you've ever said you've been on tenterhooks, here they are, a wickedly sharp, pointed reminder of their cloth-stretching history. Now, this is the kitchen here at the Guildhall. I've got a fine slate top table to work on and a lovely recipe for you tonight, which I'm calling what else but Lavenham lamb. Now, for 4 people, you need 1.5 pounds of lamb, either shoulder, leg or loin, whichever you like yourself, cut into good-sized chunks. In my heated flame-proof casserole, there's a tablespoon of oil and an ounce of butter, in which you first brown the pieces of meat all over. When you've done that, season well with salt and pepper, and then sprinkle over a tablespoon of flour and stir it well in. Rosemary, sage and garlic are standing by here now, and first we add a teaspoon of finely chopped fresh rosemary, then a teaspoon of finely chopped fresh sage, just one crushed clove of garlic, and a roughly chopped de-seeded green pepper. Here's a little meal maker's memo for you now. If you have to use dried herbs instead of fresh, well, the rule is always to use half the amount stated because dried herbs are much more intense in flavour. So in this case, that's half a teaspoon of dried rosemary and half a teaspoon of dried sage. That's a piece of advice given to me by my old auntie. Mind you, she was a terrible cook. In her house, people used to pray after meals. Right, on we go now with 2 fluid ounces of white wine vinegar, and then 6 fluid ounces of dry white wine. Now just bring those to the boil and allow to bubble until slightly thickened. Then add 6 fluid ounces of hot chicken stock or water, whichever you like yourself. Put a lid on it, reduce the heat and let it cook for about 30 minutes or so until the lamb is meltingly tender. I bet you're feeling hungry already. Now, while the lamb is cooking, have prepared a little dish with half a teaspoon of made mustard. Dijon would be best, I think. And add to this 4 finely chopped canned anchovy fillets. And when the lamb is ready, stir this mixture into the sauce just a minute or 2 before you serve it. Now, as there's a bank holiday coming up, I thought some fresh English asparagus, the best in the world, and some boiled new potatoes would be the ideal partners for our Lavenham lamb in its wonderful, full of flavour sauce. Believe me, it's absolutely delicious, with just a touch of finely chopped parsley to complete the perfect picture. What more can I say? Hope to see you on the National Trust Trail again next week. Meanwhile, from me, have a wonderful weekend and good night.
And if you'd like a copy of Patrick's recipe and a fact sheet on Lavenham Guildhall, double helpings, please send a stamped addressed envelope to Patrick's Pantry, Anglia Television, 4 Jesus Lane, Cambridge, CB5 8BA. That's Patrick's Pantry, Anglia TV, 4 Jesus Lane, Cambridge, CB5 8BA.
So I always say you can't beat a lovely bit of Lavenham lamb. You didn't think I was going to be able to say that, did you?
You couldn't say it any quicker than that, I know. It's a real tongue twister.
Now the headlines.
A father has been cleared at Maidstone Crown Court of the attempted murder of a lorry driver who hit and killed his son. Stephen Owens told the court he shot and wounded Kevin Taylor because he showed no remorse. And Laura Davis and her parents have left Cambridge for their home in Manchester to decide whether surgeons at Addenbrooke's or in America should carry out her bowel liver transplant. Today, the British government has offered to pay for an American surgeon to fly to Britain to help with the surgery.
The weather fronts to the southwest of Britain on this afternoon satellite picture will leave slowly northwards during the weekend to bring a thundery breakdown to the fine weather. Tonight will be mainly dry, but misty low cloud will become more extensive than recently, especially near the coast. Tomorrow will start rather dull and misty in places, but most inland parts will become hot and humid again, with a small risk of thundery showers late in the day.
And that's all from us tonight. Whatever you're doing over the bank holiday weekend, have a great time. We'll be back usual time Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Well, good night.
Sunday on Anglia. All hands on deck in Forever Green.
How about a barn raising? They do it in the States. Community gets together and builds a barn for newlyweds. And they do it in a day.
But the plan seems dogged with disaster.
I don't think someone can have started it deliberately, do you?
Forever Green. Sunday at 7:15 on Anglia.
Never know how much I love you.
I remember her delicate fragrance
Never know how much
floating on the air. She said the ocean was calling. You've dived,
I get the
strayed in,
fever that's so
clothes and
hard
all,
to bear. You give me fever
like some kind of free spirit.
when you kiss me.
You know,
Fever when you
she'd swear there was a garden at the bottom of the ocean.
fever
And that night,
in the morning.
I found it.
A fever all through
Free
the
spirit from impulse.
Andy's Records presents Michael Ball.
One step at a time.
His first solo album, including Love Changes Everything and his latest hit single, One Step Out of Time. Michael Ball, available from Andy's Records, where music matters.
Dad, Granddad's painting the roof pink.
Whatever you're painting this weekend, make your home your own with Crown. No.
Look, it's not broken, is it? I've got to use the phone. You're going to be long.
No, the phone's fine. I've just been checking that it's clean. Hey, it's all yours, mate.
Think?
This bank holiday at Texas, buy any 5 liters of these brands of paint and get these cans of their gloss free. Buy 4 rolls of the same wall covering and take a 5th one free. 4 packs of the same ceramic tiles, a 5th one free. It's just Tom going one better again. Free gloss, free wall coverings, free tiles till 8 p.m. Tuesday at Texas.
What magazine shapes up to every aspect of family life? From fashion deals to good square meals. From family wealth to family health. Different angles. Love triangles. Matters of the heart. Your horoscope chart. Your tears. Your fears. Holiday sun. Lots of fun. It all comes round to New Look Family Circle.
Your teeth are under constant attack from plaque. So are their foundations, your gums. Fortunately, there are lines of defense. Brushing with McLean's fights the plaque that causes tooth decay. It also helps protect your gums from disease. For healthy teeth and gums, attack plaque with McLean's.
Hurry along to the court sale this Bank Holiday Monday for great bargains on thousands of top quality items and a little peace and quiet. Thank you, Trevor.
You see, I've got to a point in my life when I realize there's more to living than making a fast buck.
Can this be true? You're a fortune hunter's fantasy.
I'd marry her if she were penniless.
An old romantic.
Make sure he lets his hair down. It'll be the last chance he gets.
Wedded bliss.
Happy now, Daddy?
Oh, I don't think you'll ever be happy, will you, Alex?
Perfect scoundrels.
What's her little game? All of this will end in tears.
Saturday at 7:40.
Mavis is being a bit of a scoundrel at 7:30, all because of a badge. But before our trip to the cabin, let's take a look at some other properties.
Thank you. The king, he had a daughter, but he didn't think he ought to let just anybody court her, since an heir should be well bred. If a suitor plays the trumpet, I don't care. He'll have to lump it if he doesn't eat his crumpet with the proper kind of spread. The princess waited till one day the kitchen boy brought love her way, with golden crown upon a tray. A truly royal spread, with 2 spoonfuls in every pack. You can taste the butter in golden crown.
You know what, Ted? We ought to get a celebrity to endorse Green King IPA.
You're right, Jack. But who would do it for the money?
Hello, I'm Victor Cayenne. I had a taste of Green King IPA.
With its cool, clean taste, not forgetting its unique hoppy aroma, Victor?
I liked it so much, I bought a pint. And speaking of close shaves, the new Remington Microscreen Elite shaves as close as a blade, or you...
Green King IPA, it's a pint.
It's more than that, Jack. It's a pint and a half. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Next tonight, Vera could do with a bit of cheering up, and Ivy knows just the place to go, somewhere well away from Coronation Street.
The last thing a village bobby wants to get mixed up in
is politics. But it seems he has no choice.
Put them up all over the shop.
Well, they can just get out there and take them down again. No chance.
Go on, hit him, Freddie.
What's going on, George?
You can't arrest me. I've done nothing.
Who was the officer involved?
It was called PC Rowan.
But who's harassing who? Nick Berry stars in Heartbeat, tonight at 9 on Anglia.
Sometimes all you need is the smallest of reasons to choose Weetabix.
Big, whole, healthy, tasty, crunchy Weetabix. Eat 'em for breakfast.
Papa?
Good. Some are happy with sheer power. Others prefer more refinement. Happily, you can now have both. The 16-valve Renault Clio.
Look at the state of you.
You're telling me I need a trim and edge.
The Trim and Edge from Black & Decker. Not only does it trim, but with the press of the button, it edges too.
Careful.
That's better.
And don't leave it so long next time.
I need a Trim and Edge. I need a Trim and Edge. Trim and Edge from Black & Decker, made to handle the most demanding gardens.
You could be an Olympic winner with Sprite. There are thousands and thousands of prizes to be won. So enjoy Sprite and you could win today.
This Sunday, the acclaimed Josephine Baker story, legendary entertainer and wartime heroine, defiant in her fight against prejudice.
They hate you because you're God.
And uncompromising in romance.
I love you.
You don't love me. You worship me. That's not the same thing.
Anglia presents David Putnam's Emmy Award-winning Josephine Baker story, Sunday at 10:05.
Now in Anglia, power politics at the cabin, Coronation Street.
Do it all this weekend and bag yourself some bargains. Twin pack smoke alarms. £3.50 off. Dulux new emulsion brilliant white 5 litre, £2.50 off. Bosch 2-speed hammer drill, £4.50 off. 6-panel pine door, £11 off.
Do it all this weekend.
For breakfast, there's usually muesli.
What's the muesli he eats usually?
It's Alpen.
A-L-P-E-N.
It's almost like having an upright in the palm of your hand. The Dirt Devil Handy. The Dirt Devil is lightweight, powerful, has a wide opening with a revolving brush, so it's easy to do quick, efficient cleanups on even the toughest dirt. And Dirt Devil has an extra long cord to make stairs short work. Pick up the handheld vacuum that really picks up. Get a Dirt Devil.
Introducing Lux Shower Gels. A new sensation in showering from Lux.
The new detergent is Ariel Ultra Liquid with its new treat and wash ball.
I noticed this new kind of liquid in this dinky bottle. I didn't think it would clean any better than my big box of powder. It had this special stain remover actually in it. And Mickey noticed this funny nozzle, so you can dab the liquid on the stain before you wash. I needed to use less than my old powder, so I didn't think it would work any differently. Certainly not on his grimy shirt collars. Mom! Tide marks telling tales on my powder.
Tide marks like this might stay with big box powders, but new Ariel Ultra Liquid tackles them and washes them clean away.
The Tide mark had gone. It really was something new. So that's the last of me using my old powder.
And of me telling tales, Mum.
New Ariel Ultra Liquid tackles telltale tide marks that some powders leave behind.
You should try it.
Another day has just begun.
Weather's not too good.
And whatever the weather, you'll be tasting the sun.
There's an awful lot of grey around.
And no matter what it's like out there, you can wake up to sunshine everywhere. For sunshine taste in your day.
It's looking brighter.
The Valentina way.
Unlike other oranges, the Valencia Late Orange stays an extra month on the tree, soaking up more sun to give new Valentina its natural sunshine taste.
Bring a little sun your way. With Valentina every day. Come on in. Make new Valentina part of a lively, bright and sunny star. Put more sunshine taste in your day.
New Valentina.
The Valentina way.
Heartwarming reunions and the surprise Olympics after the break.
Frankie's house.
He knew the risks. We all do.
He could be blind.
What do you want him to do? Turn his back on the story?
Frankie's house, Saturday on Anglia.
Pick up the vouchers from participating Shell stations. And collect all kinds of sporting items, including the Guinness Book of Olympic Facts.
That good-for-nothing Billy. Never does the washing up. Useless boy.
Right, dinner's home.
And without being asked, too. He's a good lad, Reed. Hey.
What's in your roasting tin, Granny? Whatever you're washing up, one squirt of Persil gets it all done.
No. Look, it's not broken, is it? I've got to use the phone. You've got to be long. No. No, the phone's fine. I've just been checking that it's clean. Yeah, it's all yours, mate. Clean?
How can you tell when there's a slug in your garden?
Yuck!
Discovering Nature, a story cassette with every issue.
This ain't John. It's Jordan.
Country crisp, tastes so delicious. You won't believe it can be this nutritious. With real life strawberries, you can't get enough. Like oats and barley and other good stuff.
This ain't John. It's Jordan.
Many of the everyday crimes that happen could well be prevented.
Keep my eyes on you.
Sometimes, without thinking, we invite crime.
My eyes on you.
If we secure our possessions, shut windows and doors, we can beat the thief.
I've got my eyes.
Don't make it easy for him.
Got my eyes on you.
Help your community and help the police to stop these and other crimes. And if you notice anything suspicious or can help in any way, please ring Crime Stoppers on free phone 0800 555 111. Your call is strictly confidential and you could earn yourself a Community Action Trust reward.
So if you know anything about any crime, ring 0800 555 111 now.
Nigel Benn versus Sugar Boy Malinga, a powerful punch. International boxing, Saturday at 10 on Anglia.
PC Rowan is pretty handy in a fight, as you'll find out at 9 o'clock in Heartbeat. First, though, to warm the heart, here's Cilla Black.
Surprise, surprise. Now, I must thank you all for writing all the letters. You sent me millions of them. Actually, I've got a letter here I'd love to read out for you because it's...
Ban the Bomb activists cause a stir at Aiden's Field and also cause a rift between PC Nick Rowan and his wife. Coming up in a few minutes.
Saturday at 7:40 on Anglia, Wedding Bells.
The lady wants a guest list, not a who's who of strange ways.
Perfect Scoundrels.
Inside every pack of Kellogg's cornflakes, there's one of these fantastic Olympic champion slides. Each one's crammed full of facts and details about Olympic track and field events. Absolutely everything that's needed to get really involved in the action. There are 20 slides to collect, so everyone should jump to it.
Out of my house.
Replacing all of this because of water damage might cost £300. Could I have prevented it?
Yes, with Thompson's water seal.
Repairing this water damage properly could cost me hundreds.
Thompson's water seal would have prevented it. Brush Thompson's onto wood, brick or a concrete patio, and it penetrates to form a long-lasting barrier water can't get past.
Now I can prevent water damage and save money with Thompson's water seal.
Thompson's water seal, a great defense against repair expense.
Buy a bottle of Lucozade this week and get another free, plus a chance to join us at the Olympics.
See Friday's National Press for details.
And now for the ultimate test of the Astra security, Atkins. Nobby, past hand, Norton, safecracker, scallywag, thief.
Retired.
Oh, there we are. Yes, off we go then, Nobby.
Just as I thought the deadlocks were slowing him down.
Boy, there's no point in breaking in. Even if I could, which I can't, the radio cassette's in 2 bits.
The display's entirely separate. Built into the fascias, you say?
Virgin on the underhand.
Yet another tick for the Astra. Pen, please, Atkins.
I don't have your pen there,
Yes,
Jimmy.
I do.
Nobby.
Swinton Insurance have thousands of motor insurance experts, I said. You're just like the weather forecast, said the wife. Wet, with dull patches.
years, one building society has helped more than 1 million people find the right mortgage scheme to suit them. In fact, we've given more money to more people for more mortgages than anyone else.
Our house is a very, 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 very fine house with 2 cats in the yard.
So if you want to get into a new home, you know who to talk to.
Now everything is easy 'cause of
Get a little extra help from the Halifax.
Ryvita, high in fiber and only 25 calories per slice. Zip into shape with Ryvita for the perfect fit.
Where is she? Try to barricade herself in.
The Bill, the inside story of British television's most successful police series, is published by Box Tree and priced at £12.99.
The mystery of the Melpham Idol reveals some extraordinary Anglo-Saxon attitudes next tonight.
Arnie, you gotta help us. Don't let them take him away, please.
I must ask that the court deny his petition for guardianship.
L.A. Law, Thursday at 9 on Anglia.
Now, the king, he had a daughter, but he didn't think he ought to let just anybody court her, since the heir should be well bred. If a suitor plays the trumpet...
You best. Gravy's gravy, she said. They won't notice the difference, she said. Well, they did, didn't they?
Don't miss the boat. Insist on Bisto.
Oh, Bisto. I told you so.
Johnson's Baby Lotion keeps your skin feeling baby soft.
I'll follow you down. Bye.
Shame to waste a really good cup of coffee.
Best part of this fiasco.
Ah, Cafe Hug.
Cafe Hug is naturally decaffeinated for a richer, smoother flavor.
I'm stuck.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Think that calls for another cup of coffee?
Stop.
Cafe Hug, arguably the best.
Sorry, Val. Unreal. Around the world since lunch. Ended up in Pinner.
Oh, don't have phones in Pinner. I worry, you know. Anyway, your dinner's in the dog.
Oh, any chance of a bowl of irons?
You know where the micro is. See you later.
Welcome home, George. Dinner's in the dog. Nice one.
Heinz Farmhouse Soups. Thick, rich, and welcome.
season of adventure documentaries, a millionaire money dealer takes the long ride, 8,000 kilometers across China. From the remotest villages of Papua New Guinea, the shark callers of Kontu set out in their tiny boats to lure the giant fish with a strange combination of magic and cunning. On foot through jungle, savanna, and volcanic desert, a small expedition sets off across northern Kenya to retrace the discovery of Lake Turkana 100 years ago and return to the Jade Sea. From the deserts of Africa to the Australian outback, and an extraordinary race across 3,000 kilometers from Alice Springs to Queensland's Gold Coast, the Great Australian Camel Race, tonight at 8:15, the first in a new season of adventure documentaries on Channel 4.
You're watching Channel 4. Now we head for Walton's Mountain, where they're expecting a visitor.
Silk.
Your coffee, madam.
Thank you, Charles. What is this? Where did you get this from, John? That's not in the script.
What's the trouble, Diane?
It's coffee. I know we're only acting, but
I told you it's not the same. Nescafe don't make coffee for anyone else.
It takes a special blend and roast to make Nescafe's richer, smoother taste.
Nescafe? That's better.
So we can stick to the script?
If we can stick to Nescafe.
Nescafe. Coffee at its best.
You'll find it easier to handle. Smoother running. With improved visibility. And that's just the new pack.
Alan, Shotty, our Belder and me are out on safari, and you can see we eat whatever's on the spot, but we'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops. Oh yeah, Kellogg's Cocoa Pops taste so chocolatey, they even turn the milk brown. So we'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops.
Sir, I have...
Money penny.
Sir, after 24 years making these Bond films, I have had enough.
Money penny.
It's no use, sir. I've made up my mind.
Money penny, we're filming.
I have found you a replacement from the Brook Street Gold Service.
What kind of continuity?
Their temps are fully trained and used to working for difficult people like you, sir.
Difficult?
They get 4 weeks paid holiday, guaranteed work for 12 months, and loads of money.
You're fired.
Hall's Mentholyptus, special vapor action to unblock your nose, soothe your throat. Hall's Mentholyptus vapor action for your nose and throat.
Mark? Sure. I'll be about an hour. Nick? Yes. Give me 20 minutes.
Finesse conditioner is controlled by time. A few seconds for light conditioning, a few minutes for deep.
Sorry, Simon. I'm washing my hair tonight.
Finesse conditioner. Sometimes you need a little,
White wine, Roger.
sometimes you need a lot.
Right tasty, mighty white bread. With 30% more fibre, it's mightier than the average white.
When can you start using oil of Ulay?
You don't drive a big fast car. You don't look like a movie star. And your money we won't.
You can start using oil of Ulay a lot younger than you think. Even young skin can lose its natural fluids. Of course, your skin's fluids aren't like greasy cream. They're more like oil of Ulay. That's why it sinks into your skin.
Beauty for young skin, start young. With oil of Ulay.
So buy KP Skips, the crisp that melts.
Hey, honey, do you hear that? A crisp that melts? That ain't natural.
Weird city.
Crispy things don't melt, they crunch. Fact of life. What do you say, Crispo? Crunch.
Oh, my beautiful home.
Well, just maybe.
Frizzly on my tongue. Wow!
Melt City! Hey, stop it up, stop it up.
Yeah, liquidize.
Here we go,
your son.
Have some of that. Come on, you Red.
Oh, good idea recording the big match, son.
Right.
Hang on. What's this? Get it.
Oh, sorry, somewhere.
Oh, terrific.
The sharp video and handset with talking instructions helps you get the programs you want.
What time do you wish to start recording?
If you're still in the state over state-of-the-art technology,
you donuts.
Ask for a demonstration at these stores.
Moonlighting tonight at 9 on 2. Complementing Barry Norman's series, there's a further offering in BBC Two's season of Talking Pictures on Saturday afternoon at 4:20, when Rita Hayworth stars as Gilda. And continuing the series here on 1, next week Barry Norman looks at Hollywood and the Western, attempting to discover just why it was so popular. That's next Monday at 10:10. Talking Pictures will be one of the topics under discussion by Ludovic Kennedy and his guests in Did You See? On
And the next report on proceedings in the Lords will be at 11:55 tonight, repeated tomorrow afternoon at the earlier time of 2 o'clock. Following our film at 4:30, we head for the plantations in Isaura the Slave Girl. Freedom is in the air, but is it only the intermittent sunshine over this vale of tears? Definitely Sunny is Fantastico, though, which follows Isaura at about 5:15. And Sunny Despite Showers is our film now. Here comes Bing Crosby. Here comes a song or two. Here comes the groom.
So full of fitness food for all the family. Now there's a choice of 3 diet ski, completely sugar-free. Less than half the fat and tasty as can be. Gold ski, thick and creamy. A new ski out for a little luxury. And a regional fruit ski, still as you can see, full of fruit and goodness, as yogurt should always be. All you want from yogurt diet bottle luxury. You know you'll only find on Green Ski. Once you ski, is a full of fitness free, the family of ski.
To be one of the best, you've got to work at it.
That's why Crest has taken part in more trials than any other toothpaste. We've proved that the Crest Plus fluoride formula really does mean fewer fillings. In fact, no other toothpaste in the world has performed better than Crest at preventing fillings. Perhaps that's one reason why, with an advanced fluoride toothpaste like Crest, more of our children now have no fillings at all. Don't your children deserve the best protection against fillings?
China shop tableware, shapely enough for best, fit to use every day.
Millions of people have tried the Special K pinch. Try it for yourself. And if you can pinch more than an inch, try the Kellogg's Special K breakfast. It's the enjoyable way to cut down on calories. Details on every weight-watching packet.
Why are some parties so flat? Perhaps it's down to the wine. Now, when was the last time you tried serving Matthias with its sparkly, youthful fragrance? Matthias with its light, subtle crispness. Matthias with its myriad tiny bubbles that breathe life into every occasion. Matthias. Ordinary wines seem flat by comparison.
With Crown Plus 2, you can do anything you like. If you like it, crown it.
The shining new look of Kingfisher Contour, tiling on a roll. Fresh colors, new designs. Nothing looks quite the same as Kingfisher Contour.
Do you know how much longer Fairy liquid lasts? Well, we took the best of all the other liquids and tested it against Fairy. Found the liquid lasted pretty well. One bottle did all this washing up. Not bad. Till you see what Fairy can do. Fairy's longer-lasting suds mean it can do all this and more, much more. On average, 50% more. And, of course, it's still as mild and gentle as ever. Fairy's not just a little bit better. It's 50% better than the best of the rest.
See me, touch me.
Science brings you Silkience, a conditioner that goes only where your hair needs it, like this, or all over, like this. What you don't need rinses clean away.
Feel me.
For beautifully conditioned hair, give it the Silkience touch. Specialty teas.
How can Outline 85 help you win the diet game? Trying to lose too much? Going for a low-calorie diet that's even lower in taste? Easily. Outline 85 tastes so good you never know it has half the calories of butter or margarine.
Diet? What diet?
With Outline 85, all you give up are the calories.
Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes are golden flakes of corn encrusted with honey, nuts, and brown sugar. And because they stay crunchy to the end of the bowl, they're helplessly delicious. To put it another way, days that start this good just can't go wrong. This railway museum is about to open a new exhibit because all these British rail tickets are about to become extinct. It seems we had so many exotic varieties that finding the right fare could be a little confusing. But from May the 12th, you'll simply be choosing from standard tickets, cheap day returns, or lots more savers. And that, we think, will be a weight off everyone's mind. British Rail. We're getting there.
Let there be light.
Now, let there be more beautiful light. Millet are famous for more beautiful light, and all in-store is offered on interest-free credit this month. Millet, opposite Baker Street Station.
Hello, your current affairs reporter here at Ribena Farm. BC is just about to speak.
Ribena has never been a better buy. From now on, we're putting more Ribena in bigger bottles for the same price. And we who make Ribena say no to artificial sweetener, no to artificial flavoring, and no to artificial coloring.
That's very good news, BC. And how would you sum up?
You've never had it so good.
Ribena, you've never had it so good.
Your new home charm has the new range of contour tiling on a roll by Kingfisher. There's free adhesive, too.
Home charm. What are you supposed to do? This dirt says hot. The label says not.
This grime says hot. The label says not. What powder can get this clean at such a low temperature?
New Ariel Automatic.
New Ariel?
Yes, new improved Ariel Automatic goes further to give you outstanding cleaning even at lower temperatures. See how new Ariel, even without the boil wash, lifts out dirt and stains non-biological powders leave behind.
Dirt said hot. The label said not. But new Ariel got it clean.
This grime said hot. The label said not. But new Ariel got it clean.
When dirt says hot but the label says not,
new Ariel gets it clean.
Down to the front, back,
No preservatives.
forward and right.
No added coloring.
Back, left and
No
forward.
artificial flavoring.
Stretch.
Far fewer calories than most breakfast cereals. Kellogg's All Bran. You're eating natural wheat bran with its own nutty taste and the original high-fiber breakfast cereal. Eat yourself fitter, not fatter, with Kellogg's All Bran.
Good.
New York by Virgin Atlantic? You're joking, they've only got an old Dakota.
It's a Boeing 747 jumbo jet.
Pack 'em in there, don't they?
Virgin's upper class has only 14 seats, a lounge area and bar.
You have to take a packed lunch.
Main meal, snack and drinks, and there's a choice of menu, even in economy.
There's nothing to do.
Videos, feature films, stereo with electrostatic headphones.
Suppose the flights could be full of rock stars.
Sometimes. Virgin Atlantic. All we've cut is the price.
Maybe you won't believe it, but in houses built today, will you check it out? You could find out heat electric is the cheapest way. With our price electricity, slimline heaters can really pay. Cause in new homes by the thousand, heat electric is the cheapest way. In new homes by the thousand, heat electric is the cheapest way. Bodybuilding, body growing, body language, body knowing. Anybody, everybody needs bottle.
Equals protein and essential vitamins. Bottle equals calcium.
That everybody's body needs.
body wearing, body pleasing, body caring, body cheesing. Anybody at all, everybody needs bottle equals protein, bottle essential vitamins, bottle equals calcium.
Tomorrow on 2, we've a double dose of Louise Brooks, when at 2:10 in the afternoon she stars with John Wayne in the Western adventure about the overland stage raiders who rob a bus of its gold bullion. And then, in the evening at 10:50, we've her most famous film, Pandora's Box, in which she plays Lulu, the embodiment of men's desires, who leaves a trail of murder and mayhem behind her. Well, we leave you with nothing more sinister than a sight of the clock, which shows that it's now almost 22 minutes past 1.
Just before we make our Old Lang Synes, here's a look at entertainment for the New Year bank holiday on BBC One. And at 5:25, China takes on the rest of the world in the Circus World Championships from the Big Top in Battersea Park. There's comedy in a variety of guises at 6:25 with The Russ Abbott Show, followed at 7 by Top of the Pops and music from Status Quo, Aha, Elkie Brooks and Alison Moyet. We'll be keeping our regular date with the EastEnders at 7:30. David Jason stars in a special edition of Only Fools and Horses at 8 o'clock. And after the main news at 9:35, we've a television premiere for the bank holiday with Bill Forsyth's highly acclaimed comedy Local Hero at 9:45. And finally, to close proceedings, the classic movie partnership of Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall at 11:35 in To Have and Have Not. So to the weather forecast, and most places will have a wet and windy start to the new year, but brighter weather will spread to many southern areas during the day. The north will stay dull and cold, with temperatures in central Scotland around 4 degrees Celsius, 39 Fahrenheit. But the south will be much milder, near 10 degrees Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit. Well, all that remains at the end of the day now is for us to add our New Year greetings, with a reminder, of course, that the revels continue right through the night on Radio 2. However, on behalf of the team tonight here on BBC One, Helen, Linda, Jim, Joanne and Louise, this is Lorna Stevens wishing you a healthy and happy 1987. Good night.
Possibility.
Like many home movies, they've languished in a dusty cupboard for more than 20 years. But the holiday films of John, Paul, George and Ringo are likely to fetch £200,000 when they go on sale at Sotheby's.
I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade.
The films were taken by Mal Evans, who was the Beatles road manager for 7 years. They were discovered in a basement in New York 12 years after his death. Evans was the group's constant companion, a close friend as well as a trusted employee. He accompanied them on private holidays as well as official tours.
He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed.
They're an insider's account, if you like, of certain activities that the Beatles undertook. Not that much footage has ever been seen of them taken in, shall we say, off-duty moments.
As well as the 8 rolls of film, the sale includes the handwritten lyrics of 2 of the Beatles' best-known songs.
Leaving home after living alone for so many years.
The money from this manuscript will be donated to the kidney unit of a children's hospital in Liverpool. The films themselves are expected to sell for prices ranging from a few £100 to £30,000.
The main news again. American planes are on standby to break the siege of Sarajevo, but they won't go in until there's a ceasefire. And here the Agriculture Minister has accused French trawlermen of stirring up 1,000 years of rivalry and hatred by deliberately attacking British fishermen. That's the early evening news until 5:40 on Monday. Bye-bye.
Good evening. Bad news for those who want rain, I'm afraid, but dry, warm and sunny weather will be welcomed by many for the weekend. And that's exactly how it's going to be over England and Wales. But the story further north, for Scotland and Northern Ireland, is rather more complicated. A week-old weather front causing problems there. You can see it on this morning's satellite picture. Clear skies over most of Britain, but that thicker band of cloud up across the north and west there, that's the front that's been around for several days already, and it's still going to cause problems right through the weekend. But beneath these clear skies, the sun's been blazing down today, temperatures zooming up over England and Wales, with top temperatures around 25 in many places this afternoon. And England and Wales can expect something very similar again tomorrow. But further north, this band of cloud and this weather front is going to slip further south during tonight and tomorrow. So central and southern parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland, rather more cloudy with just a few spots of rain around. That front's there already over the north. It will produce some light rain and drizzle tonight over Scotland and Northern Ireland, but the rest of England dry, with any showers that are around now soon dying away, and mild everywhere, as you can see. Now on to tomorrow. Well, glorious sunshine across England and Wales during the morning. As we go through towards lunchtime and into the afternoon, there'll be a little bit of patchy cloud around and perhaps just the odd light shower, but really 99% of places will stay dry. Scotland and Northern Ireland, a more complicated picture, so let's take a closer look at that. There's that thicker cloud lying across central parts of Scotland, but even that may break up at times, especially in the southeast, to let some sunny spells come through. The far north of Scotland, cooler, brighter, with showers there. If we take the broader view again, you can see how much cooler up in that far corner, 15 or 16 at best. Elsewhere, very warm, even hot in 1 or 2 places, with top temperatures around 25. So a dry weekend in most places, and warm with it. Join me later.
The European Championship final live on ITV. Germany, the world champions, have gone from strength to strength. Now they seem invincible with the dead ball talents of Thomas Hessler and the killer instinct of Karl-Heinz Riedler. But Denmark are the underdogs that never say die. They've made the final through skill, determination and a moment of football magic. Join Jack Charlton and Ron Atkinson on ITV's winning team live from Gothenburg tonight at 7.
This Sunday is Family Rambling Day, and the Ramblers Association has organised over 150 walks around the country. They've all been specially designed for families with young children. They're absolutely free and a great way to introduce your kids to the pleasures and beauties of the countryside. The Ramblers Association also campaigns to protect public rights of way and for greater access to open country. If you'd like more details about their work or where the walks are taking place, give Anglia Action a call on Ipswich 217 363.
Sam is something of a rarity, a Jewish detective inspector with the Metropolitan Police.
In the other room!
So this could be a murder inquiry.
This is no easy beat, and the villains come in all shapes and sizes.
What were you looking for?
New drama in Sam Saturday, tomorrow at 8:10 on Anglia.
Coronation Street tonight's at the earlier time of 6:30 when the MacDonald boys achieve the age of majority.
Tonight we talk to John and Jan Ward about the bitter end to their long search for justice on their daughter's murder.
Cambridge scientists reveal the Cashpoint fraud loophole.
And patients move into Europe's biggest animal hospital.
Hello, good evening. Also tonight, the nuclear bomber for...
Let's talk trade-off.
No deal. I'm holding all the cards.
You see that crane up there? There's a sharpshooter up there. He puts a bullet in that canister, and we're all dead. You ready up there? Kid, turn on your vocal synthesizer. Toss it up to that crane.
The canister is in my crosshairs, Mr. Knight.
What do you want?
Women. For your freedom.
And I have the canister?
Be my guest.
Deal. Come on.
In Surprise Surprise on Sunday night, Olive has the happiest surprise of her life, and Bob brings the family together for a special surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Come here, Chris. We've got it all lined up. We've got a fast car waiting for you.
Surprise, surprise!
From Scylla and the girls,
Did you have come here today to borrow
What?
your body?
Bob's out and about again. Discover why and where.
How are you? Surprise, surprise, Emma.
LWT 7:45 Sunday.
On Channel 4 in a moment, Annika Rice searches for treasure in the Lake District. And here on Thames, a spell in hospital doesn't go according to plan for Arthur Daly in Minder.
Feeling any easier, Ron?
Yeah, great. Put you can't ease my head as well.
Blocked up nose end?
Right. And a sore throat.
Well, I can ease that for you, my son, with Hall's Mentholatus. You see, Hall's has this special vapor action that penetrates right through your cold to soothe your throat and unblock your nose.
I'll try it on the ref. Maybe it can unblock his eyesight.
Hall's Mentholatus, vapor action for your nose and throat. Now new herbal flavor.
Just as I stopped to light one of my 6-mile smooth-smoking Panama cigars, I saw it. PWP 666. £6,000 for a 6-cylinder engine and only 6 previous owners. So I bought it. And 6 miles up the A6, as I went to the aid of Sylvia's syncopating sextet, it broke down.
Panama, the cigar with 6 appeal.
Ever thought how many 30p tickets you buy a week? There are the 5 return journeys to work. But hold on. Think back. Remember those shopping trips? The evenings out. The weekend jaunts. Adds up, doesn't it? Now, if you had a weekly bus pass, you'd save money, even if you only made 5 return journeys to work. The weekly bus pass. Still for as little as £2.80.
Pickford's Travel are one of Britain's biggest travel agents.
Easy does it.
Whatever your travel needs, we'll carry them out.
Careful, my husband's feeling fragile.
So don't miss out on plunging holiday costs. No other travel agent can sell you a holiday cheaper than Pickford's Travel.
Hold me closer, young man. I'm not made of china, you know.
talk to the pick of the travel people. Pickford's Travel. Oh, left hand down a bit.
Everest replacement windows give superb draft proofing, even beside the seaside. You only fit double glazing once, so fit the best. Everest.
This is the story of a small boy who wanted to become an engine driver. So sure enough, he grew up and became a pig farmer. So much for youthful ambition. But he never gave up hope. And one day, he asked Mercantile Credit for a loan to start a railway. It spread and grew to take over his garden, his farm, and his future. Because with Mercantile Credit's help, it became a profitable tourist attraction. Now, the moral of this story is, whatever you want, don't be afraid to ask. Mercantile Credit. Phone right now if you're interested in a railway, a car, a caravan, a holiday.
Fighting spots every morning, water and Biactol. It works harder than just soap and water, a really effective way to fight spots. Washing the face every morning with Biactol, helping to remove dirt, grease, and bacteria. Every morning, Biactol antibacterial face wash. It means fewer spots by daily washing.
For fast relief of headaches and other pains, there's new Clear Dissolving Pain Relief Plus with paracetamol. And it's made by Boots.
What a relief.
Tonight, the crisis facing Mrs. Thatcher. The row over the leaked document that won't go away. Yes, she told the Commons today, the leak was authorized. In that case, accused Neil Kinnock, her guilt was unerasable. Tonight, TVI asks leading politicians, how much more damage can the government take from the fallout over the Westland affair? That's Crisis at number 10, tonight at 9:30.
This winter, warm up the family with a Schwartz chicken casserole. To your usual recipe, stir in some Schwartz paprika, specially selected to give a rich red colour and appetizing flavour.
Cliff Richard and the Shadows star with Susan Hampshire and Walter Slezak in the early evening film on BBC Two today. An energetic comedy musical set in the Canary Islands. Wonderful Life is at 6 on BBC Two. That's except for viewers in Wales.
Good afternoon, welcome to Children's BBC. It's Friday, I hope you're feeling all right. I've just discovered that if I press all these buttons, my monitor's broken. Simon, top engineer for the BBC, that needs to be fixed. in the time that the next programme takes to be on, as well as the End of the World Man news round, I Spy, Rude Dog and the Dweebs, A Bear Behind, and Banana Man. Right, Monitor, you've got to start getting fixed now. Off you go, come on.
This is 29 Acacia Road. And this is Eric, the schoolboy who leads an exciting double life. For when Eric eats a banana, an amazing transformation occurs. Eric is Banana Man, ever alert for the call to action.
Obviously, if there were a flood of tickets, it would affect the sale of them. Whoever forged these tickets had that in mind. He didn't want to put too many on the market because that would have affected the sale. We anticipate there will be more, but how many we don't know.
And Thames weather. Some heavy, possibly thundery showers this afternoon and sunny periods. The expected high, 19 degrees Celsius, that's 66 Fahrenheit. Tonight, dry with clear intervals. That's all from the lunchtime news team. The next headlines will be at 3:25, and we'll have a full look at the region's latest news at 6 from John Andrew and Lindsay Charlton. I'll be back with the late headlines at 10:30. Join us again.
Judy Garland stars in our Monday matinee, next this afternoon on Thames.
Buy them a butterball, that's the chicken they're all crying for. Trust a butterball, 'cause you know it's got flavor for sure. It bathes itself deep fruit. Buy a butterball, they'll come bouncing back for more. Butterball, they'll come bouncing back for more.
Johnson & Johnson. Nobody babies you better.
We may keep our bodies in condition, but what about our teeth? Advanced Sensodyne Search is scientifically designed to keep teeth physically fit, helping avoid gum disease and fillings. Search gives you more filaments for more thorough brushing. A strong, slim neck and smaller head for easy cleaning, even in awkward areas. And 3 sizes, all to help your family remove plaque, as dentists advise. Sensodyne Search promotes physical fitness for teeth.
It's a light British wine, not too dry or sweet. Rouge one toss will go down the tree.
Keep it around, if you can catch it. Selfridge's summer sale starts Thursday, June the 27th. We're open till 7:30.
Gasport, Central Heating Division.
When our service engineers replace your old boiler, we'll give you a free boiler maintenance plan.
No, right.
We'll even do the same thing when we install a complete central heating system.
Smashing. There we go, nice and warm.
And if you have it done now, you don't pay until December. To find out why we believe our central heating division is the best in the business, ring 01 680 1400 now.
One of Britain's outstanding dogs, Spring Classic by Appaloosa. Everything about him says he's got what it takes to be a champion. And this is the food his breeder recommends. Everything about it says nourishment. Nourishment you can see. Firm, meaty, solid nourishment. Pedigree Chum nourishment.
I have looked at many, many brands, and I've never seen anything better than Pedigree Chum.
Pedigree Chum. Top breeders recommend it because it's solid nourishment.
Every Tetley tea bag's a masterpiece, lads. But here's the original. It's gone. Sydney, that was the first Tetley tea bag with 2,000 perforations that let flavour flood out. Wait, Sydney, you don't have to use the original. Every cup of Tetley's a masterpiece. Tetley make tea bags, make tea.
St. Ivel's shape tastes just as good as ordinary cream, but has only half the fat. You don't have to give up taste with new St. Ivel's shape.
Morning, my son. May we introduce a crunchy new snack from KP?
Sorry, I'm up to a year in crunchy new snacks.
But these are a crunch above the rest because they're lettuce-stuffed potatoes.
That is good. What a load of waffles.
Right, KP crunchy waffles.
Yeah, I like 'em. I like 'em.
Cause it's a bigger, better bottle at the same low price with a new fruity taste that's rather nice. Only big new quash can quench the big bad thirst.
When Jim came home from a hard day's graft, all he wanted was a nice repast.
What, no meat? What, no meat? What about a bit of British lamb?
Could have had it speedy. Okay, y'all.
What, no meat?
It's ever so easy.
Ever so easy. Ever so easy.
What, no meat? Ever so quick. Ready in a tick.
What about a bit of British lamb?
Maxi Fresh.
This is Airwick Maxi Fresh with 30 days air freshening, guaranteed. Maxi Fresh is a unique kind of slow-release air freshener that ensures consistent Airwick freshness for at least 30 days. Airwick guarantee it. The refills are guaranteed 30 days too.
Maxi Fresh.
Airwick Maxi Fresh. 30 days consistent freshness or your money back. Guaranteed.
Gasport, Central Heating Division.
When our service engineers replace your old boiler, we'll give you a free boiler maintenance plan.
No, right here.
We'll even do the same thing when we install a complete central heating system.
Smashing. There we go. Nice and warm.
And if you have it done now, you don't pay until December. To find out why we believe our central heating division is the best in the business, ring 01 680 1400 now.
What are you supposed to do? When mud says hot, but the label says not. When sauce says hot, but the label says not. At low temperatures like these, what powder can get this clean?
Ariel Automatic can.
Ariel Automatic?
Yes, Ariel Automatic gives you outstanding cleaning even at lower temperatures when other powders can let you down. See how Ariel lifts out dirt and stains non-biological powders leave behind.
Look, the mud said hot, the label said not.
But Ariel got it clean.
The sauce said hot, the label said not.
But Ariel got it clean.
When dirt says hot, but the label says not, Ariel gets it clean.
Brownston pickle tonight, then?
Of course.
A solid Brownston from Cross and Blackwell. Nothing else will do, you know. All those succulent, crisp vegetables. And that distinctive tangy sauce. Unique. That's the only word for it. Absolutely unique.
A little something to go with it.
Delicious.
Seconds?
Bring out the Branston. Nothing else will do. You and Cross and Black will make tastier meals.
You know, Mary, I've been reading about how we are, what we eat, and...
Coming from California, Sandy knows a lot about healthy eating.
Less fat.
How we should eat more fiber, less fat.
At home, healthy eating...
What she doesn't know is that Mary shops at Tesco, the first supermarket in Britain to start giving Mary nutrition information to help her give her family a balanced diet, and her American guests food for thought. Tesco Healthy Eating Program.
Gosh.
It's all part of today's Tesco.
One of Britain's outstanding dogs, Spring Classic by Appaloosa. Everything about him says he's got what it takes to be a champion. And this is the food his breeder recommends. Everything about it says nourishment. Nourishment you can see. Firm, meaty, solid nourishment. Pedigree chum nourishment.
I have looked at many, many brands, and I've never seen anything better than Pedigree Chum.
Pedigree chum. Top breeders recommend it because it's solid nourishment.
In every home, in your home, germs may lurk unseen, breeding, multiplying, spreading.
like this. Wipe them out with Domestos. Strong, thick Domestos clings longer to go on working even after the flush, to help keep your home cleaner and safer. Domestos kills all known germs. Dead. Loving Care covers any amount of grey hair. It simply shampoos in, and it contains a gentle conditioner. Loving Care has a range so you can match your natural color. Half these ladies have grey hair, but which half? Loving Care by Clairol. Grey has met its match.
You were committed to the leading automatic powder until you tried Daz in your hot whites wash. What happened?
Well, see this shirt? It had a dirty grey grease stain right down the front. I put it in Daz, come out straight away. Look at the brilliant whiteness in there. And on the nappies, I use them both ends of the baby, so I'll get every stain on there you can imagine, right? But with Daz, look at the whiteness. I've got 3 children, I do a lot of washing. It's less expensive than the other powders, and I'm really happy with it.
Will you now swap your packet of Daz for 2 packets of your old powder?
Nah, no way. You keep them and I'll hang on to Daz.
Try Daz yourself in the hot whites wash. Most women agree. Daz gives unbeatable white at a price that's right.
How would you describe the uniquely refreshing flavor of bird's mousse? Bird's mousse. How would you describe it?
New high-resolution Konica film captures color some films make you pay more for.
Whatever you want to do, there's a chocolate that's right for you, leaving hands as clean as when you first began. Milk chocolate, smooth and solid as well, in a crispy, shiny shell. Milk chocolate minstrel melts in your mouth, not in your hand. Smooth milk chocolate all the way through. Minstrels are good, clean fun, whatever you do.
Minstrels. The milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
Smoothing, hair removing. She's a smooth operator. Gentler than a razor, hair eraser.
Smooth.
Keeps hair out of sight, just make it light. She's a smooth operator. Cold wax strips, take it off in a zip. Happy birthday, Nellie.
Come after midnight.
Selfridge's summer sale starts Thursday, June the 27th. We're open till 7:30.
My Granville's a little angel. Sorry. That's why I give him Special R. It's a new orange drink with bags of taste, but hardly any sugar at all. Well, he's sweet enough already. Special R from Robinson's. Sorry. Bags of taste without bags of sugar.
Mrs. Ann Coursey from Berkshire tells us about the change she's noticed with Best Ever whiskers.
They loved the whiskers before, but they were a little bit fussy, as all cats are, and they would only eat certain varieties. But with the Best Ever, they will eat every single variety.
That's because our nutritionists have been improving the quality of every Whiskers recipe to make today's Whiskers the most appetizing ever.
Just look at them. Lovely coats and bright eyes. You can tell how happy and satisfied they are. I don't think they could be more contented than they are on Best Ever.
Best Ever Whiskers. In tests, 8 out of 10 owners who expressed a preference said their cats preferred it.
Hello, this is my new album, Des O'Connor Now. 16 great songs, I think you'll like them.
Percy Perfect, the little saint, eats what he's told without complaint. Billy Normal, like most boys, would sooner eat what he enjoys. Mamma, cries Percy, this is bliss. while Billy tucks into a dish of spaghetti in a sauce to savour. Cross and Blackwell love the flavour. It's true, you know, all kids will eat wholesome food if it's a treat. High-fibre whole wheat spaghetti from Cross and Blackwell. Nothing this good for you should taste this good.
It's a light British wine, not too dry or sweet. Rougemont Castle goes down a tree.
Keep it around, if you can catch it.
I'm all right. You all right?
London and local. All right for building up a business.
It's looking good, Mr. McEnroe. What are you, a comedian? I meant your shave. It's very close. Of course. I shave with Bic. Yes, I've seen the commercial. It's all true. Bic is beautiful, smooth, close, comfortable. How Bic does it beats me. And where do you spend all the money you save, Mr. McEnroe? Tennis lessons.
Bic, the shave that saves.
I say, Miss Forbes, it's absolutely...
Fascinating, Professor. But whatever does it all mean?
Popular gesture denoting a substantial saving. A sign showing low. Wait, there's more. Not high, pocket, bottom.
Awesome. That's curious.
It's a complete mystery to me.
Since 2006 BC,